Chubb gets up and hammers it home.
Bounces it inside to Mooney, who jams it home. To a cutting Jogo for the two-handed jam. It's to Pfluger for the two-handed jam.
Swatted by Durham. Jams with two. Another rejection.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray. And Coach, just one game this week. You renewed your rivalry with Syracuse, got off to a great start, but just couldn't hold on.
Couldn't hold on. Really happy with how we attacked their zone in the first half. 38 points, 10 assists. We were going inside, outside, but in the second half, couldn't get that same attack kind of frame of mind and missed some clean looks that would have helped us against an older Syracuse group.
Not necessarily seeing it on the scoreboard, but your team's making slow and steady progress now, haven't lost anybody else to injury. Maybe the best thing about this week is you had 6 days without classes to get back into training camp mode and work on your game.
Yeah, I think it was a great week for us, Jack, to just get some reps. And maybe the most important thing is young guys getting more reps playing together and playing in our philosophy and our system and tweaking a few things as we're learning more about our group. But it was a good week to get some rest, a good week to get some reps, and you know, we're excited about getting back into ACC play today.
I know you're also excited. You met with Rex Pfluger and you guys came to the mutual decision. He's going to come back next year.
Yeah, I think for Rex, with everything going on with him, to come back, he can get one of those masters that Tim Abramitis got in 1 year, accelerated masters in business. Also with things, you know, going on with his mother, she's in a battle against cancer. He needs to be with our program and with his teammates and with his coaches another year. I'm very excited about having him back for a lot of reasons. Maybe the biggest reason, the leadership part of it.
And nobody was rooting harder for the Irish against Syracuse than Rex Pfluger was on the bench. We'll show you all the highlights of that game coming up right after this. There were a lot of positives in your performance against Syracuse, not the least of which was you got off to a great start against that 2-3 zone.
You know, I thought, again, our ability to pass and catch and understand how to play is keeping us in ACC games against two good teams. But I thought TJ was great getting us started. Johnny Mooney was really good at the foul line. We now have a target to throw over the top in Jawan Durham, and we threw some lobs. We've not had a guy like that.
Opened the game with an alley-oop dunk.
We started with a dunk over the top. So, again, we were in a really good rhythm and shooting it well and moving it well and playing well. They were a little bit hard to guard, but I think the thing you're always concerned about is can you get into a rhythm against their defense, and we were in the first half.
And it's not just the freshmen on your young team that have to step up their games. The other players do too, as well as DJ Harvey. And he did in this game. 9 points in the first half, 8 in the first 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought he was really in a good rhythm. Taking his shot, getting to the mid-range, shooting that elbow jump shot, 15-foot jump shot. And we need him to score for us. Sometimes he's not been as good against a zone defense as against man. So I thought that was progress for him in his young career.
John Mooney had back-to-back dunks in the first half, including a spectacular rebound jam that gave you a 10-point 2010 lead.
Now, Johnny Mooney is playing as well as any big guy in our league, Jack. He's a double-double machine. He's on the backboard. I thought he did a fabulous job throughout the game, catching the ball at the foul line and being a playmaker for us, making plays for us.
Now, you cooled off a bit. Syracuse made a run. They actually take a lead late in the first half, but you grab it back on a buzzer-beating 3 by Nate Leschester.
That was a nice possession for us to end the half. We drove it twice against the zone. We found Nate in the corner to knock it in and make you feel like, again, 38 points against their zone at half is something you feel good about.
And not just the points. Your overall numbers were really good. You had 10 assists on 13 field goals. You were 7 of 17 from 3, and you turned it over just 4 times.
Yeah, we were flowing. And again, this group shares the ball. They trust each other. They know how to play. We haven't shot it as well as I would have hoped. I'm hoping that will blossom for us as we grow throughout the season, but we do pass and catch and trust each other sharing the basketball.
You know, you've always built your teams on being old. And your veterans are playing well. TJ Gibbs led you in this game with 18 points. Again, Mooney with his co-leading 7th double-double in the ACC. DJ Harvey had 11 points, but it's not enough. Syracuse breaks a 2-game losing streak with a 72-62 win.
I like where TJ and Johnny are, and that's important for us as we're still fighting to get a league win in this really difficult league. DJ Harvey trending the right way. It's a matter of bringing our rookies along, our inexperienced guys along, to understand how hard it is to win in this league.
When we come back, we're going to go deeper into the roster, break down the entire roster as to how they've done here at basically the midpoint of the 2018-19 college basketball season. Well, let's take a look, kind of a midterm report card on your team. We'll start with your veteran leaders. TJ Gibbs, really good first 2 ACC conference games. He's averaging 18.5 points, 4.5 assists in conference play. He's really stepping up.
He is, and early in the season, I think for TJ, he was trying to figure out who's with me and who are they with these young guys, and he was a little erratic early. But right now, when it counts in league play, he's ready to compete. Very happy where he's at.
And with a young team, he's second in the ACC in assists to turnover. That protecting the ball and passing it hasn't changed in your culture.
That has kept us, and given us hope and kept us in games. We are good with the ball. We share it, and we don't turn it over. We must continue to do that.
Those of us who go to practice frequently know that John Mooney can rebound. We knew that coming into the season, but he had the reputation of being a three-point shooter. He's now tied with Zion Williamson for double-doubles with 7 in conference play, and he has 9 games of 10 or more rebounds. That leads the ACC.
I'm so excited about who he's become, Jack. Another guy who's gotten better in our system. I thought he would have a breakout year now as a junior, giving him more, and he has accepted all that responsibility. He's also become a very good captain and leader for us.
Your most talented player may well be DJ Harvey. He's had 27 points and 9 rebounds in his first 2 ACC games. And again, he looks so healthy, but people forget the severity of the injury and surgery he's coming back from.
The recovery to come back from that procedure and to be as productive as he's been right away when he was cleared is really kind of physically amazing. But I'm excited. He's still kind of a freshman too, because he missed so much of the ACC season. But we're going to need him to score for us. I want him to get on the defensive backboard for us. Johnny doesn't need to get every rebound.
You and I talked a lot in preseason about Juwan Durham. You were intrigued with what he could do. He is now 3rd in the country in block shots at 3.3 per game. That's helped as a team. Notre Dame is 7th in the country in block shots, so it's been contagious. But all the other things that he does, he's shooting 62%. He handles the ball well. He's rebounding well. He's better than I thought he was going to be.
He's ahead of schedule, Jack, and we're excited about it. We really didn't know what we had, but we kept him healthy. He's got his mind and his body healthy after a year sitting out. Ryan Humphrey's done a fabulous job with him, but the shot blocking, the high percentage around the bucket, you mentioned how good he is with the ball passing it. I just think we've got a really neat thing here that's blossoming before our eyes.
The biggest obstacle Nate Laszewski has to overcome as a 6'10 freshman is he needs to spend more time with Tony Wielinski, and he's finding that out. But boy, he's hit some big shots for you. He's shooting 43% from 3, and he's rebounding well too, 4.1 rebounds a game in limited action.
I think he's really trending up now too, Jack, after maybe trying to find himself early, and we need him to stretch the floor. You're right, strength will come with time and maturity here in our program, but he competes really hard. We know he can shoot it, but he sticks his nose in there and battles, and you love that about him.
Prentice Hub is maybe playing the toughest position for a freshman, playing at times point guard. He and TJ share that duty. He now has the spotlight on him. We know he's struggling shooting, but since you put him in the starting lineup against William and Mary, he has really helped this offense get flowing, and he's 5th in the ACC in assists to turnover.
Again, he's taking care of the basketball, which is really key for a young guard. We know TJ's great with it. Rex was great with it. And he's finding people passing the ball and defending for us. I think the shooting will come. We've got to ride it out. I don't want him turning down shots. The one thing he's done a better job of lately, shot selection has been better. That will help him.
And again, you've had such turnover, especially in the ball handling areas, with Rex going down and Robbie Carmody before that. People forget. He was the first freshman to start his first game here in 16 years. Then Dane Goodwin steps in, and boy, the end of the non-conference season, last 4 non-conference games, he averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, was becoming a rebounding machine. He has struggled a bit in conference play.
Yeah, he's kind of been hit between the eyes with the physicality and the speed of the guards in this league. But I just think he'll trend up. He's adjusted to everything. There's a toughness about him, an edge about him. He's been better with the basketball, which we need him to be. He's doing a better job of not turning down shots. We want him to shoot the ball. He's a heck of a rebounder. I just think he'll get better as the year goes and adjust.
You recruited Nick Jogo when you were looking at Thon Maker, and he jumped out at you with his athleticism and his character. He has not been able, in past seasons, to been able to take advantage of playing time that he was given, but he's now back in the mix, and he's been a great team guy.
He has been an amazing team guy. We went with the youth movement. I explained that to him early in the year, probably not what he wanted to hear, but his attitude never changed. He came in and practiced hard every day, and now with the injuries that we've had, he's back in the rotation. He's our 8th guy, and he's got to be part of it.
Liam Nelligan was so good in his first year as a walk-on, and people don't realize the roles these guys play in practice. Boy, is he playing a big role in practice. You asked him to come back, and now he's kind of the fireman now, ready to go in when it actually counts.
You know, if we have to go to a 9th guy, it's Liam, and he's a senior. He's mature. He's helped the young guys. He has great things to say in the locker room. Love what he gives our team.
And again, you like the reputation of being loose. It attracts people to play for you, but you're as competitive as anybody I know. You've broken whiteboards in the past. You don't like to lose. But is it a little easier to deal with some of these struggles because you know everybody comes back next year?
There is no question that we are trying to get an NCAA bid this year, and we want to scratch one out and get back. But I also think back to the big picture at times at night when I'm driving home from practice with Rex back. Our whole team will return, and that's new, and it doesn't happen in college basketball a lot. So I'm trying to balance that a little bit, understanding we've got everybody back.
And when we return after this timeout, we will show you this week's edition of the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Players Fast Break. Freshman guard Prentice Hub has already proven he is up to the task of dishing the basketball to open shooters on the court. Now we will find out how good he is at dishing out questions to his veteran backcourt partner TJ Gibbs off the court on this week's edition of the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break.
Welcome to the Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break. This is Prentice Hub, and I'm here with TJ Gibbs.
Yeah, what's good?
Who is the best 2K player you can't say yourself?
DJ Harvey.
Celebrity crush.
Parker McKenna. I think that's her name.
I don't know.
The girl from My Wife and Kids.
Favorite television show?
Probably either The Blacklist or The Office.
Hot take, who's your favorite coach?
Ooh, I gotta say Coach Barry, right? I want to play.
Yeah, your dream 3-on-3 team.
You know what? Let's go with the Autobots. Me, John Mooney, Nick.
Follow-up question, why are you called the Autobots?
I don't know. That's what we decided when we were freshmen.
Sounds pretty corny.
Yeah, corny.
Favorite actor?
Will Smith.
Actress?
Actually, favorite actor is Michael B. Jordan. That's my celebrity lookalike. Favorite actress is Parker McKenna.
Favorite NFL team?
The Bears.
You told me the Jets last week. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox, and you can't beat me.
Favorite part of the new practice facility?
Either massage chairs or these like sleeping chair things with the couches.
Best dancer on the team?
Me.
Can Nate beat you in a dance-off?
No.
Worst dancer on the team?
Nate.
Whoa. Best singer on the team?
Me.
Worst singer?
You.
Probably true. Favorite Coach Bray line?
Akil wins it.
Favorite Coach Hunt line?
Seriously? Like, seriously?
Favorite Ayers line? Best defender on the team?
You.
Best shooter?
Nate.
Best dunker?
Does Robbie count? Like, Robbie, I guess? Robbie, two-armed Robbie.
Oh, okay. Fastest on the team?
Me.
Hot take. Slowest on the team?
Low-key, John Mooney.
Did you confuse yourself for the first one and the second one? Funniest on the team?
Me.
Smartest on the team?
Me.
Best dressed on the team?
Me.
Best shoe game on the team?
Me.
Best haircut on the team?
Me.
That's all today for the Notre Dame Fast Break.
Coach, clearly those guys are already developing a great chemistry.
You know, TJ's been great with Prentice. It's been like his little brother.
Yeah.
But you know, as we just saw, don't underestimate Prentice's personality. And I've loved his personality added to TJ. They are having fun, neat guys to be around every day.
This week's Ask Coach Bray question and the Vivid Seats Play of the Week are coming up right after this. It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Bray. This week's question comes from Cody Ousley of Bourbon, Indiana. Coach, have you had to change your style of coaching with all the young guys on this year's roster?
I have, and I think the more teaching, more patience. We had been in an 18-year rotation of staying old. Year 19, it just fell differently, but we love our young players and we feel their future is bright. But teaching and patience have been the key words.
The Irish played just one game this week, but there were plenty of plays to choose from for this week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats Play of the Week. This week's play comes from a guy who is using every ounce of energy he can generate in every game he takes the floor this season. Junior forward, John Mooney. This rebound jam against Syracuse gave the Irish a 10-point first-half lead over the Orange.
Gibbs, deep three, off the front of the rim. Oh, slammed home with both hands by John Mooney. Wow!
And you gotta love the face he puts on after, like, get off me, I'm John Mooney. Gibbs. And look at the big fella, John Mooney, crash the glass. 6'9" junior.
Your longtime rivalry with Boston College resumes on Saturday, and then a 9 p.m. road game Tuesday against Carolina.
One heck of a week in this league, and you know, Boston College is older and better. There's no question about it. And we've had dogfights with them, and we're both fighting for a league win, you know, so it's a dogfight on Saturday. And then obviously going to Chapel Hill to play those guys who it's a racetrack, how fast they play. We have to control tempo in Tobacco Road on Tuesday night.
Two big challenges, and with Boston College, you also got a team that's getting used to more success, and they got thumped by Virginia. I was reading the Boston Globe this morning. It's like, is this a wake-up call for the Eagles? So you have a team coming in here with their backs against an early wall.
Yeah, I think both of us are just scratching and clawing. They will be ready to go, and we've got a great challenge on our hand, and you've heard me say it before. Anytime you can get a league win in this league, no matter who it is, it's something to be happy about, and we're in search of.
The DC pipeline began with players. It now extends to the coaching staff and you yourself. And I know this game's going to be special, win or lose, because you get to induct into the Notre Dame Ring of Honor the guy who started the DC pipeline, Bob Whitmore.
I'm really honored, Jack, that Bob Whitmore will go up in our Ring of Honor. And our former players, when we announced it, it was never as unanimous with the Ring of Honor selection. The emails and calls I got, it was like, great selection, absolutely, Bob needs to go up. Certainly he was a great player here, and his numbers say it. But what a class act and mentor to young players and African-American players at a time where it was a little tricky here on our campus and in this town. So just a class act and a winner. Coach Morgan Wooten will come back and join him. For me, it's you know, a little bit of old home week with the DeMatha guys back and the DC guys back.
And we will bring you some of the highlights of old home week for Coach and the induction of Bob Whitmore, along with the highlights of the Boston College and North Carolina games on the next edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball. Until then, for Coach Bray, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.